Hi fellow crocheters, my name's Nicole. Thank you for joining me here today while we get started on this corner to corner crochet cot blanket. To make this blanket you can use any yarn and hook size of your choosing. But for today I'm using this Lion brand yarn called Mandala Ombre, and this one is in the colourway Happy. I think it's absolutely gorgeous yarn. And the hook that I've chosen is a K 6.5mm clover hook. I'm here in the UK, but the crochet terms that I'll be using today are the American ones. The cot blanket I'm going to make is 45 inches by 60 inches, and it will take up to 6 of these 150-gram cakes. So let's get started. So begin with a slip knot. Take that in a little bit closer. You begin by making the first block with a chain of 6, putting my thumb on the third chain, 4, 5, 6, and then we do 3 double crochets starting with the chain under your thumb, which is the third chain from the hook, and do 3 double crochets going into the stitch from underneath so that you have 2 threads on the top and 1 underneath. I can remember being really confused by that when I first started crocheting, of how you go into the stitch to begin with. And again into the third. And that's your first block completed. We do the same again for the second block. Now we need to join these 2 blocks together. You need to make sure the orientation of this first block is correct. So this tail, which is the bottom corner of the blanket, always needs to be at the bottom. So you turn that down so that that faces the bottom, and the round part of the stitch is at the top. And then going into this gap underneath of this chain, you do a slip stitch to join the 2 blocks together. Okay, now we build another block into this chain space of this first block. And to do that, we chain 3 and then do 2 double crochets into the chain space. And as this is on the edge of the blanket, we do what I call an edging block, which means this third double crochet, rather than going into that space, you go into this chain at the edge to hold that in place nice and straight, like that. So that's rows 1 and 2 done. Now I need to turn the work, I turn towards me, and build another block. I won't talk you through them all. You can slow down the video if you're stuck at all. It is just the same thing over and over again to either increase a block or add a block on. Making sure again you go into this top of this first block on row 2, then build a block, 3 double crochets, join onto this block, and again that's an edging block, 2 double crochets into the space, and the third one into the edge. Now turn my work for row 4. Join that onto row 3 and continue as before. And this final one into the edge. Row 4 completed. Now I'll fast forward you through a couple of rows. So I'm now going to go off camera and continue crocheting. I will time how long it takes me. And I'll see you back here once the side reaches 45 inches and we're ready to turn our work. Hi everyone, I hope you've all been enjoying your crocheting. I certainly have. It's been a few days now since I began this blanket, and I've come back on today to show you how I'm going to turn this first corner because the sides have reached 45 inches. I said that I would keep an eye on how long this takes me to make, and so far I'm at the 7.5 hour mark. And I've really been enjoying the process. I tend to crochet while I watch TV, and I find it very relaxing as it's such a repetitive, rhythmic kind of stitch. And watching the blocks grow is beautiful. I've The yarn cakes that I'm using are 150 grams each, and this is how much I have left for my second cake. Okay, so let's get turning. So I've joined on to this last block and I don't want to increase it anymore. So it's time to turn my work. And I want to go back across the top of this last block. So I'm going to slip stitch into the top of these 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to put another slip stitch into the top of these chain stitches. That makes for a lovely, nice, neat, straight turn. And then you are ready to continue making the blocks across the row as usual. And when you reach the other side, you want to continue to increase as you want the other side to reach 60 inches. But when you come back to hair, you'll do the same thing again. You'll join onto this one and continue across. But continuing, as I say, to increase the other side by an extra 15 inches. So what I tend to do is measure this side from the edge. And when this side reaches 15 inches, you know that you are ready to turn the other side. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I will see you back here when I reach that 60-inch mark. Happy crocheting in the meantime. Thanks. Hi everyone. So I've come back because this part of the blanket where I turned in the last video, this now measures 15 inches. So I know that the other side of my blanket, the long side, now measures 60 inches and it's time to turn. Now I know you know how to do this from the other side, but I just want to pop back in for an update. So it's time to turn my work and slip stitch across these 3 double crochets. And 1 into the top chain, and then we're ready to go back across that row and continue till the end of when we'll be finished. I'll see you then. So as you all saw in the last little video clip, I've now finished making this beautiful blanket. I'm really pleased with how it went. Such an easy, lovely pattern, as I've said. So yeah, this blanket is 45 by 60 inches, suitable as a large cot blanket or for a toddler bed. I like the size of it on the back of my 2-seater sofa, and yeah, my daughter would like it for her single bed. I'm just finishing off here, sewing in the last couple of ends. In total, it took me just over 21 hours to make. I think it was about 21 hours and 10 minutes. And this is what I have left from 5 of these balls, which are 150 grams each. I haven't done a border, so if you wanted to do a border, I'd allow up to 6 balls, depending on how wide your border is. Yeah, I think that's everything. If anyone has any questions, please leave them in the comments. and I'll try and answer. And thank you all for joining me. I hope this video has been of some help. And I'll see you all again in the next video. Thanks. Bye.